Hello aspirants, welcome to Ekamai Second. Today we are going to discuss about what is the reason behind landslides in Kerala that has resulted in death of almost 150 persons. So why this particular phenomenon of landslides in other disasters is becoming more recurrent and frequent, especially in the Western Ghats region? What are all the reasons behind this and what can be done to minimize such impact? Let us discuss in this video in a quick and informative way. Before that, we have an important announcement regarding TGPSC Group 1 Mains Test Series that is about to start from 9th of August 2024, where you are going to practice for almost 600 plus questions before you sit for the main examination, and your answer copy will be evaluated in 3 working days with detailed explanation copy also provided. So here all the details of the test. If you find this informative, you can join. Right? Then there is also an important essay and ethics module under the guidance of Oberoi. Sir will be dealing with all aspects of essay, how to present a better essay in 30 plus hours, you can say. He will be giving the modal topics and what are the probable topics also for the upcoming examination, and how you have to approach an essay. All these things will be taught as part of this discussion. So you can, if you want, you can join us on this particular course with contacting this following number displayed on the screen. Right? Then if you see, what is the point of discussion? So, yesterday there was some landslides which are rain-induced, or you can say monsoon-induced landslides that has created a havoc in the state of Kerala in Karnataka, where almost 150 plus people have lost their lives. So, this is a very sorrowful situation. But who is actually responsible for this? Whether it is nature, fury, or whether it is a man-made disaster. So, let us understand this. So, first thing we have to understand what is the location of Western Ghats. Then we'll understand this. So, this is a brief detail of hill ranges in India, you can say. Here you have Aravalis, right? Here we have Himalayas, Vindhyas and Satpura. So this is separating North India and South India, you can say, like a bridge. Then you have Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. So Western Ghats extend from Gujarat, then Maharashtra, then Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu also. So these are the 6 states through which Western Ghats generally pass, right? So what is the primary differentiation between Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats? Western Ghats are higher in elevation compared to Eastern Ghats, whereas Eastern Ghats are discontinuous, whereas Western Ghats are more continuous in range. So if you know which one of the which particular peak in Western Ghats is the highest peak, let me know in the comment section. Then if you see the location of the state of Kerala and what is this importance of Wayanad, where this particular landslides, reduced things and all happened is, here we have the Wayanad. So this is the area where the landslides have created this much damage, right? So first thing we have to keep in mind, in Wayanad, there is a wildlife sanctuary, and this is part of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Okay? Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, which is the very first biosphere reserve in the country. So this is what you have to keep in mind. Then, what is a landslide? Landslide is nothing but a movement of mass in the form of a rock, debris or earth. So which is also called as a concept of mass wasting. Directly under the influence of gravity, if anything flows down, a huge amount of mass of rock, debris or anything, that we call it as a landslide. So this may be triggered because of natural reasons, or it can be also triggered because of anthropological reasons. So first thing, when you write a question, because if you see, in the recent times we have more frequent landslides happening. So any examination from geographical perspective or disaster management perspective, they can definitely ask you what is the concept of landslide. Then what is the keyword which has to be mentioned? It is mass movement of the rock or debris. At the same time, the direct influence of gravity. Due to the influence of gravity, everything will float down. That is what we call as landslide, right? So then if you see, what are the conditions that has to favor this particular landslide? It should have a proper soil, which is loose soil, you can say. Then it should also have a slope, geology also supportive, and rock also should be loose and all. So in that situation only landslides can happen. Then if you see, there are different types of materials which can trigger landslides. So you have rock landslides, you can debris, earth, soil, mud. So any material can also create this landslide. At the same time, what are the different types of flow in which the particular material is moving down under the influence of gravity? Means we have debris flow, earth flow, mud flow, creep. Creep is an important term which you need to know. Where there is a slow movement of the landslide or the debris, we call it as creep, right? Then, if you see that, what are the causes of landslides? We may have natural reasons, or it may be also due to anthropological reasons. What can be natural reasons? When there is heavy rainfall, or when there are floods, or you can say cloud bursts also sometimes, or when there is an earthquake or avalanche, type of situations also, we may have landslides. Then what are the anthropogenic activities or man-made reasons why there are landslides means? We may have landslides due to some infrastructural development. If you want to construct dams or any roadways and all, so for that if you again disturb the natural ecosystem, or if you resort to deforestation type of activities, okay, so anything also may trigger landslides. So these are certain reasons. Then if you see what are the reasons of the current Wayanad landslide is due to heavy rainfall. Normally during monsoon, when there is a heavy rainfall for longer periods, there is high chance of having landslides also. Then hilly terrain is also one of the reasons. That sharp slopes, you can see when there is a sharp slope rather than gradual slope, it is more conducive for landslides. Then loss of wind cover, that means deforestation. If the trees are there, it would stop the flow of the particular rock or debris and something. But if there is a loss of wind cover and if it is everything open, then the soil which is also binded in the roots will also get easily moved. Then climate change can also increase the intensity of rainfalls and all, that may also increase the incidence of landslides. Then environmental neglect and mining. So if you dig more and all, or if you generally neglect environment, which is being done in the case of Kerala and all, so that we'll discuss now. So that is also can be one reason. So first most thing, if you see in today's newspaper also, there is an important article saying, said by Madhav Gadgil sir. So what did he say? Because Kerala hasn't learned anything from the mistakes it has done in the past, now it is suffering. That is what the statement he made. Because if you have remembered in 2011, central government has constituted a Western Ghats ecological panel, expert panel, to review how to protect Western Ghats and how to minimize the damage or the disasters that happen in the Western Ghats. Why? Because Western Ghats, if you have remembered, that is one of the 4 biodiversity hotspots in India. If you know what are all the other 3 biodiversity hotspots, let me know in the comment section. Then if you see, with respect to environment conservation in a very ecologically sensitive area like Western Ghats, how much area has to be left undisturbed? That is the main question. So that was answered by Madhav Gadgil committee. So he suggested almost 75% of the Western Ghats, okay, the current area at the point of time in 2011 has to be demarcated as ecologically sensitive area. That means if you define that as ecologically sensitive area, then you have to protect it. You cannot do any construction, you cannot do any mining or industrial activities in that area. So in that way, if we conserve it, then definitely nature also protects you. That is what the message he wants to give. But you know, when the governments have this recommendation, what they will do? Will they accept? No. Why? Because they have to satisfy the needs of economic development also. Right? For that reason, the government did not accept. Immediately another committee under Kasturirangan was constituted and he minimized this percentage of 75% to almost 38% of Western Ghats to be demarcated as ecologically sensitive area. So when we have decreased the number of the percentage or the amount of area which has to be kept under conservation and protection, then definitely these type of nature furies are very quite common, because when we encroach into the nature and when we disturb it, definitely it will also react, right? That is what in the form of landslides. Then if you see, there is a practice question for the day. Which of the following phenomena is most likely triggering a landslide in hilly area? Out of these 4 options, which can trigger a landslide more? Put your answer in the comment section. Then, as we have reached the end of the video, today we have discussed what is the reason behind Kerala landslides. Is it a natural reason or man-made? We also have seen what is the concept of landslides and what are the present reasons behind Wayanad landslide. Also, what is the concept of ecologically sensitive area and how much is the area that Western Ghats Ecological Expert Panel of Madhav Gadgil has recommended, why it was not implemented, and what is the percentage recommended by Kasturirangan. This we have seen in this video. If you found this video informative, let us know in the comment section. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.